Welcome along everybody to Imola, just down the road from Ferrari HQ, and they know a thing or two about pace, and pace today is king. It's qualifying day, and it's great to have you with us.
Hello everybody, it's Joe here, and welcome back once again to my F1 24 career mode journey. We continue on at Imola. This is the Imola Grand Prix. If you haven't seen the last instalment yet, do be sure to check that one out before you see this one. Also, if you've missed a few instalments or you're new here and you want to catch up, then you can do so on the playlist on my channel, F1 24 career mode. So last time out in Miami, it was a dominant win for Lewis Hamilton. There was nobody getting anywhere near him in that race. We managed to take P2 though, and we've got a championship lead that is building quite nicely. So we want to carry on that momentum here in Imola. And in Q1 we managed to get through third, but Q2 we topped the timesheet. So doing everything we want to be doing at the moment as we head into Q3. Charles Leclerc only in P10 in Q2. That's going to be quite worrying. But now this is our Q3 lap. And first we hit the inside apex just beautifully. And now we carry on towards the second chicane, building up speed. Hit the brakes gently as we go through the second chicane. And I do not think I could have done that any better. As we clip the apex for the left-hander now. Let the car run out to the outside curve. Build up speed, going up the hill. And then we've got a left-hander that, again, just a little jab of the brakes. Clip that apex, let it run out wide. Now we head to Acqua Minerale, one of my favourite corners on the game. It's really quite a challenge because you go hit the first part flat before jabbing the brakes again for the second part. Now the chicane, Leclerc doing a 1:14.0, Verstappen doing a 1:13.8, so the benchmark is set here as we now head to the final two left-handers. That was beautiful. The second one we just carry as much speed as we dare without hitting the gravel onto the straight. What's it gonna be? I think that's enough for pole. It is enough for pole. I will happily take that. And you know what? That's one of my proudest qualifying laps that I've ever done on this game. Hence why I showed you the whole lap. I was really quite proud of it because I didn't think we'd have the pace to carry it through, but we did. We got Max Verstappen on the front row with Charles Leclerc starting P3.
Welcome to Imola, the spiritual home of Ferrari. But you don't need me to tell you that. Just look at the red-clad Tifosi in the grandstands. They're ready. Are you ready? For the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Unlike most Formula One tracks, Imola is driven anti-clockwise and offers our drivers today just over 3 miles of glistening wet tarmac to negotiate. It's made up of a roughly equal split of 9 right-hand turns and 10 left-hand. Watch the drivers. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Sunshine lines up on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Russell, Norris, Ocon, Hamilton, Stroll, Perez, Sainz, Oscar Piastri, Behrman, Gasly, Magnussen, Tsunoda, Hülkenberg, Théo Pourchaire, Albon, Fernando Alonso, and Zhou Guanyu. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. And alongside me in the commentary box, my old friend, Anthony Davidson. Now you.
Okay, as you know, this is the team's home race, which means it's extra.
It's a very, very wet day in Imola, and it is going to stay that way for the entire race. But we got 5 red lights and 32 laps ahead of us. We are underway here at Imola. It's an okay start for us. Verstappen's getting away well. He's going to be on my right. Leclerc is on my left. But we touch Leclerc and we go round almost. And Esteban Ocon has to take avoiding action. But he moves up to second. But the two Ferraris collide again. Now, there's Leclerc just going into a space that doesn't really exist. And Russell hits me as well as I go sideways. Here's Ocon just avoiding all the chaos and nearly losing it. But what happened there was Leclerc on the left was sort of in a space that was closing in. And that was always going to close in on him. That was never going to work in his favour. As George Russell pits in at the end of the first lap. We're about to go racing at the end of the third lap. Verstappen leading Esteban Ocon in second place for Sauber. We're in P3 and straight away I'm looking at trying to get past Esteban Ocon. We're alongside, heading into turn 1. Are we getting it done? Yes, we are. Little look up the inside of Max Verstappen. It doesn't happen, and in fact, I've made a mistake. I've gone off. Through has got a few other cars, including Oliver Bearman, moving into P5. We've dropped to P6. Magnussen right behind him, P7. And we're left wondering where it all went wrong there. It was a bit of an ambitious dive to try and get Verstappen as well. We clipped him. I lost balance of the car, went wide in the second part of the first chicane, and that is how we went off. Now, here comes Kevin Magnussen getting past us as if we weren't moving. The reason being, I forgot to change my ERS settings before the safety car came in. As a result, the ERS deploy is on none. That was my fault, and as a result, we were losing time to Magnussen. But I fixed that, and we get back underway, and now we're doing some serious lap times. Trying to catch Sergio Perez and Oliver Bearman in 4th and in 5th. They're both having really good days. I've still got a 10-second time penalty for the collision with Leclerc, which I will say, fair enough. I don't think it was entirely my fault. Leclerc was going into a gap that was closing, and I was trying to avoid Max Verstappen, who was on my right, but, I mean, in my opinion, racing incident. Anyway, we're now catching up to Bearman and Perez. There's 2.5 seconds to them, and who's that slowing down? I think that is a V-carb slowing down. Yes, it is. And I think it is Yuki Tsunoda. Tsunoda is out of the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix quite early on as well. There is a virtual safety car for that. And I'm going to use this virtual safety car to serve my penalty. Because in this game, you can do that. And also, this does mean that I am committing to a 2-stop strategy. So, we are going to lose a bunch of time. But I'm hoping that the advantage of having fresh tyres is worth something and will gain me some positions in the long run. So for now, we're taking a bit of pain and just getting the penalty out the way. But the team have done a beautiful job there, and we are about to head out into the race. The virtual safety car is still out for Yuki Tsunoda, and we're now trawling through the pit lane. This very long pit lane at such a slow speed. And we've basically been in here for the best part of 40 seconds. So leaving the pit lane now, just as the virtual safety car ends. I think that's worked quite nicely for us. And now we begin catching up with the rest of the pack in front of us. And hopefully we can start catching up and getting some of these overtakes done. And we've got an objective to achieve a lap time of a 1:30. Well, that's going to be relatively easy, isn't it? As we cross the line, it's a 1:26.0. So we've done that, and we're setting fastest laps after fastest lap. And now most of the drivers are starting to pit, and Charles Leclerc in front of us. He would have had a stop early on to replace his front wing. So he's a little bit out of sync with the rest of us, but we are catching our teammate. Perez, who we were fighting, is now 10 seconds behind us. So stopping for fresh tyres really helped us gain a bit of an undercut there. As well as that, I think, because we didn't lose so much time with the penalty, it was a good time to pit. Right, getting onto the back is Charles Leclerc now. Are they all about to pit? Yes, they do all pit. And we now head into what I assume will be the top few. In fact, we should be right behind Max Verstappen. We are about 3.5 seconds behind him, and quite comfortably in second place. Esteban Ocon a bit of a way behind, and then it's Bearman and Perez rounding out the top 5. So Oliver having a great race here at Imola so far, but it's Max Verstappen that is dominating it out front in conditions that he so often loves, We're now making our second pit stop on lap 18, and I've decided I want to try and gamble it. I want to go on intermediates because the engineer was saying that the rain is easing up a little bit and the track doesn't appear to be as wet as it was at the beginning. It's still hammering it down, but I think intermediates are going to be the way to go here, and Russell's trying to cover me, and he does succeed in covering me there. In fact, Russell getting it a bit wobbly, but we're up into P17, having a look down the inside of the Mercedes driver, getting that job done. Next up is Théo Pourchaire. We've got a lot of overtaking to do in this race, but I think at the moment we are going to have the pace. So, what can we do about Pourchaire? Can we get past the French driver in the Williams as we get right behind him into Aqua Minerale? Unfortunately, it does seem we've had to wait until the end of the lap, but the grip advantage is clearly there, so Inters were the right way to go, and they are at this stage just about the better tyre, providing of course we stay on the racing line through the corners. If we go off it, as you saw there, we nearly lose it, so you've really got to stay on the racing line to make it work, but we are going to make it work as we get past Théo Pourchaire. Next up is Fernando Alonso, who is tucked up right behind Nico Hülkenberg. Down the inside we go. Overtake done. Next up is Hülkenberg, who's got Albon dead ahead of him too. Right, lap 20 of 32. Still got a few laps to go in this one. And we're now shaping up Nico Hülkenberg for P13. And this should be quite a straightforward overtake as we now get down the straight, using all the battery, and we're going to be able to do this before we even get to the corner. Another fastest lap, and through we go. Next up is Alex Albon in the Williams in P12. What can we do about him, and how far can we get up, because we are lapping about 2 seconds or so faster than the rest of the pack. So how far are we going to make it here as we try and get round the outside of Alex Albon? That's a brave move, but we made that one work. Next up is Gasly and Piastri, who are a few seconds ahead, and the track is definitely looking just a little bit drier than what it is. I mean, it could just be me seeing things here, but the track does look that little bit drier. We do have a yellow flag, and that's Oliver Behrman pulling off. That's heartbreak for him. He was going so nicely here, and Oliver Behrman out of the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, and we have a red flag for that. We have a red flag, so the race is stopping for now, and this is a great opportunity for me to catch back up, especially if we go with the Inters. They're recommending the wets, but I'm gambling with the Inters again because I know they're going to be that bit faster at this stage. So we're going to stick with the Inters, and we're going to get racing once again here at Imola. It is going to be lights out and away we go once again. And it's a decent enough start. Gasly ahead of us, not so sure. And we got Hülkenberg trying to make his way up the inside. Whoa, let's not have that again. Let's not have a repeat of the first start. I'm now looking to the outside to try and find grip. We've got past Gasly. Are we going to be able to get past Magnussen as well? Yes, we do. Piastri's gone wide. I can have him. Hamilton somewhere there. We've gone through the middle of both of them. Well, that's a great first sector of this restart. We got 10 laps to go. Let's do this. How high can we end up? Lap 23. We're now attacking Lando Norris into the chicane. Norris defends. Are we going to be able to sweep it round the outside? No. But Norris has been forced wide by us. And Norris has got his foot in it still. And he has the better run. And that's allowing Oscar Piastri another look down the outside. But I'm going to just brake a bit later. Giving Piastri the room. And Oscar chooses not to use it. And now we're going to set up an overtake on Lando Norris here. Down the straight we go. Norris in P6, we're in P7, getting right in the slipstream here, and we should be able to pull this round the outside, nearly losing it, but I have the advantage of the racing line, and we move into P6 now, and we're getting ever closer to the front of the field. And again, the intermediates just seem the faster tyre. So this really could work for us. Here's Carlos Sainz up in P5. He's having a great day in the Sauber, but he's about to be displaced because we're having a look at him and we're going to blast past on the straight and we're getting this done. Are we going to be able to get Perez on the same straight too? Draining the battery, diving down the inside, breathe in. We've got it done. We move up into P4. That was a brilliant move. And now we're catching Verstappen and Lance Stroll up in P3. Stroll just having an immense drive here. But leading the race is Esteban Ocon. Ocon's having a wonderful day in the Sauber. Lap 25, 8 laps to go. Ocon is leading, but we're right with the leading pack here. And we're about to attack Lance Stroll for third. Diving down the inside and getting that done nicely. Next up now is Max Verstappen, who is all over the back of Esteban Ocon. And I can imagine Verstappen wants his lead back, but I want his P2 and I want Ocon's P1 into the final couple of corners. Lap 25 out of 32. Verstappen is setting himself up. Is he going for it here? No, he doesn't, but that means we can have a go at him. We're going to try and go around the outside of Verstappen. No, we back wheels and I've gone wide. We've gone wide onto the gravel, just about keeping it on the road there. But Verstappen, well, we didn't really get much room there from Max, and we turned into him. Going wide, it was like Piastri and Hamilton all over again. And now we have to rethink this attack on Verstappen. And Ocon's going to be loving this because it's going to give him a little bit of a break. Are we going to look at Verstappen here? Not quite yet. And we're going to... Oh, that was a cheeky look down the inside. That's actually worked. That's actually worked. No, it hasn't. Verstappen's come back at me. And we're now side by side down the pit straight. This is a battle of who's got the faster car. And at the moment, it's so even. We've drained a bit of the battery. And we should be able to get down the inside into one. But Verstappen's braking later. Side by side, here we go. And we do manage to take P2. So we've now got P2. Next up is catching Esteban Ocon for the lead of this Grand Prix. Although I've got a little bit deep there and I nearly lose it. Is that going to allow Verstappen down the inside? He's certainly having a look, isn't he? Verstappen is certainly having a look down the inside. And he's gone through. Verstappen retaking P2. So that mistake proving very costly for us as we now get ready to attack Verstappen once again. Ocon, well, that's a brave one. I don't know how. And that, of course, did not work. And Verstappen luckily avoiding action from us. But all this is allowing Ocon to stretch his gap. He's got 4 seconds on us, which wouldn't be a problem because we've got better tyres. I've gone wide. I've let Stroll through now. And Verstappen's got a 10-second penalty. What on earth does he have that for? Well, I've got questions, but the stewards have clearly decided that Verstappen has done something worthy of a 10-second penalty. So, well, answers on a postcard as we dive down the inside of Lance Stroll and move ourselves into P3. Now we've got to attack Max Verstappen all over again. He's not really got anything to lose now. He's got a penalty. And we're going down the inside of the Red Bull. Can we make it work this time? Yes, we do. We're now back into P2. Verstappen trying to make it run round the outside. It doesn't work for him. 4 laps to go. We've got 3.5 seconds to catch Ocon now. But now we've got clear air. I'm confident that we can do it. Although we don't want to be doing that too many times and dipping onto the grass. Lap 29. 4 laps to go. So we need to gain, on average, a second a lap. That really hasn't happened as our tyres are starting to look a little bit worse for wear. We're now about to start the last lap and Ocon pits! What is going on? Esteban Ocon, who was poised to win this race for Sauber, has pitted. What? The last time we saw that happen was Brazil in season 2 when Verstappen and Leclerc pitted. I really do not understand why Esteban Ocon has pitted on the final lap. Answers on a postcard, please, if you have them, because that has really mystified me, and that has turned this race right around for us, because now we're on the last lap. Verstappen is a couple of seconds behind us. He's got a penalty anyway, but I'm now just going to cruise it and bring this home, because we are looking certain now to win this Imola Grand Prix. It looked like it was going to be Ocon, but he pitted, and from being near the front to taking a gamble with a two-stop strategy, taking a gamble with intermediates, it's really worked out for us. The red flag, you could argue, was a massive help, but we're now heading into the double left-hander for the final time, going a bit deep, but it doesn't matter. We may have picked up this win in lucky circumstances, but a win is a win, and it's our second of the season. Get in.
This one's for you.
A great team victory today, Crofty. That's the important bit here. On home soil, the drivers delivered, the team delivered as well, and to do that in front of their home support really means a lot to them.
Ferrari are at it again. An excellent performance at today's Grand Prix, and they're certainly a team that know what they're doing out there. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action, and I can't wait to see what's next.
How do I even begin to unpack that race? I'm not even going to try it. Ocon pitting on the last lap. That's just extraordinary, but look at how they finished. What is this order? So we take our second win of the season. Lance Stroll gets second. Piastri gets third. Then it's Verstappen fourth after his penalty. Hulkenberg fifth. Pourchaire in the Williams taking some brilliant points. And his first of this career. Leclerc seventh. And then it was Zhou in eighth. What an order that was. I think Ocon got ninth in the end. But why did he pit? I really don't understand. But look at our championship lead now. 43 points moving forwards from this race. This is just, so far it's looking like we're owning this season, and we've only had 2 wins. Such is the consistency we've had, and look at that, 18 drivers I think so far have now scored points. So the top 5 in the championship, as you could see previously, was myself, Verstappen, Leclerc, Russell and Piastri, with Norris in 6th, and in the constructors we're still comfortably leading from McLaren. Mercedes are sniffing around for second, and then it's Aston Martin and Red Bull 4th and 5th. Again, it's a very hard race to unpack, and I'm not even sure where I'd begin to unpack that one. But thank you for watching this instalment of Career Mode. Don't forget to leave a like and hit subscribe if you're new here and you want to see more content from me. Until the next time, I've been Joe, TTFN, ta-ta for now, take care. See you all soon. Enjoy the rest of your day.